Hey everybody, Slacks and Dendi here. Today we have a special treat. How you doing, Dendi? Look at that big
Hello,
fan.
I'm great. Hope you're doing well too. Let's go.
I said we wouldn't do this intro anymore, and here we do it again. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, today we're going to go over gameplay update 7.27 Dendi. The zoo is closed, the patch is over, and it's time for something new. So, yes, I want your opinions. I want you to explain things to me since I'm too dumb to know. I want to know. Are you going to miss the old patch, Dendi? Did you like the last patch?
I was okay with last patch, but I'm not gonna miss it. I think something refreshing is what we needed, and we finally get it. And the changes we got in this patch make me a bit more happy. I didn't get much time to scout everything, but I played some games and it feels cool so far. I'm actually not 100% sure if Zoo is out because there is new Zoo thing, you know, Helm of Dominator.
No. I don't like
Dominator, and then what else? Dazzle Dominator, maybe something else. Dominator. Good stuff.
I don't like the Zoo, Dendi, and I don't like the Necro books at all. It's like a Midas, but you have to be good. I'm not good enough to micro. I can hardly press Midas. It's too much for me, Dendi.
I feel you. Especially it feels bad when enemy have 3 or 4 of those and you have 0. And you have no anti-push. You have Wind Ranger in your team.
Oh, yes! Yes! We can hate Wind Rangers together. Thank you, Dendi. But Blade Mail's cool. As an axe spammer, I like the Blade Mail. But we'll get into it. So, we gotta start off with general stuff. I don't understand any of this, so please tell me if there's anything in here that you think is interesting.
Okay, I don't understand anything also.
No, Dendi! No! You're supposed to be the smart one!
Yeah, I can have some opinion, but obviously it's very subjective because I also don't understand everything. And
yes.
I can't know everything at the moment, for sure. It's just new things for me too, so I will just say some thoughts. Yeah.
Alright, so anyway, general stuff. Hero base kill XP increased from 40 to 100. And hero kill last gold is increased. So basically, that's good, right? That's good for killing people. I mean, now kills mean more. So that must make you happy. You're an insane murderer when it comes to Dota 2. Not in real life, of course, but so we know. What do you think about those changes? Is that good for you? Make the game more fun?
Yeah, for me it's totally good. I think that's what we lacked a little bit because, yeah, I mean, if you're farming and it's much more efficient when being active on map and doing stuff, this is not really cool because doing stuff on map and killing people and ganking people and trying to like outplay them, outsmart them, that's the part of the game that is most enjoyable, right? And it's most cool because that's what you play for the game, because hitting creeps, last hitting them in forests and killing neutral stacks and stuff like this, I can do it without playing with anybody. I can do it with playing bots, and I can do the same thing. So basically, this is not what I enjoy, at least, from the game. So that's why those changes, in my opinion, are very good. But maybe someone loves those PvE mode, you know, some style where you like only farming creeps in jungle for 40 minutes, you killing them all the camps over and over again, and then you go for a last battle with your enemies. Maybe someone loves it too, and they just, you know, join Dota matchmaking to communicate with others. They're like, hey, I'm farming this neutral camp, and the guy is answering, hey, I'm farming that neutral camp, and they have conversation, you know, and that's the part of the fun. Okay, old school Skype, ICQ, all this stuff.
You know, it's like a chat program for them. They're just in camps. How's your day, man? Oh, it's good, Anime. How you doing? Terror, I hate that. It's terrible. Continue.
And this master is like Necro book, Ancient Squad. Hey bro, my day was good today. I had some beer. Okay.
Well, I'm glad we're past that. We're back to fighting again, which is good. A lot of stuff here. I did want to talk about. We have tower last hit deny bounties are actually reduced. They used to be across the board 180. Now it's depending on what towers you get. And it seems like the towers are changed in general. They attack faster now, less bounty now. What do you think? Why change towers like that? You think that was a good idea to stop kind of that super farmy push meta?
I guess this is something towards that objectives are a little bit less important. Like they still are super important because they give you space on map and stuff like this, like map control. But in terms of some bounty, I guess they lower it a little bit so people don't focus too much on aiming, because there's some strategies that are very easy to push towers and some strategies that are a bit harder.
Yeah.
So basically we nerf those and we buff those a bit, just a little bit.
Yep, the typical Ice Frog tweaking, just a tiny bit. But anyway, neutral stacking is increased. That's great for supports. Mid lane creep camps change from medium to small. This is a big one for you, right? Because it used to be you farm mid, you go to the camp. Tell me what you think about that.
I want to add about neutral stacking first, because it's actually getting buffed like every patch, last few patches, almost every patch. So basically it was coming from very low to now 40%, and that's a lot. So stacking is actually very, very good for anyone, not only supports, for cores too, because you're gonna earn money. If you can, let's say you run into a fight and it's like 43 seconds and you run in past to a creep camp, just hit it, make a stack, you're gonna earn some money.
That's all people are motivated by. Go ahead.
Yeah. Mid lane creep camps change from medium to small. Well, it makes some heroes much stronger, I think. Heroes who have, well, most of heroes who go in mid have those skills who can clear creep camps. So you can stack those creep camps and earn a lot of money. It's very easy to farm. There's no more like wolves, golems, and all this stuff. But sometimes it's hard to farm. It's only some small creeps that are gonna bite you like a mosquito, and you're fine.
Isn't that bad for some mid heroes though? Weren't some of them good because they could tank those kind of medium camps now?
It's shaking balance a little bit in terms like some heroes who have no skills like that, let's say Clinks, he can only hit one target, right? And he liked that there is bigger creeps because he can eat them with first spell, and some enemy can't farm them, he feels good because he can't farm them too, but now he can farm small camps fast, but enemy can farm small camp fast, so let's say this is already shaking some balance of some heroes.
Well, that's good. We needed to see different heroes in pro games for sure. I kept seeing the same mids over and over, so happy that I got switched up. Although I hope the Quap, I know you love Quap. You just got level 25 on her. Congratulations.
No.
Don't touch her!
Don't touch her, man.
All right.
This is an enjoyable hero for me, please. Please, Icebrook, mercy, please.
No mercy. You know it's coming. Everybody's playing that hero.
Well,
it's gonna
maybe some small tweaks, whatever. I don't care.
Small
I'm gonna still destroy this hero.
All right, next up, this is a big one. Prowler camp. No more Prowlers. This is so messed up, man. In Artifact, they have a Farvan the Dreamer. He's a character, and now his people are gone, removed from the game. What do you think about the Prowlers, Dendi?
I think those creeps were cool for some magic damage heroes like SF, Tinker, and stuff like this, like who in Storm Spirit sometimes, who could farm it, Void Spirit. So now it basically Ancients are just for physical damage guys.
Yeah.
Who can farm them fast.
I loved him as a support player. You just, your carries aren't paying attention. You go in, you sneak some Prowlers, and then you run away. They don't even know about it. It was great. So, I'll miss you, little Prowlers. People hated those guys. I don't know why. I loved them.
Yeah, I hated them too. So hard to farm them sometimes. Like we double Prowlers, too much region. We heal each other. Like those guys, they catch you, we can stun you. You can even die to those neutral camps just because of those Prowlers. And it happens a lot to me. Oh my god.
Dendi, I've never heard you say that you didn't like anything before. That was the strongest reaction. I hate the Prowlers. Well, I'm glad they're out. Jeez.
I'm happy they are out.
Never in any of our conversations have I heard you say you didn't like something. All right. Adjusting the low ground tree layout. Trees. I don't know how to make any sense of this. Any of these important, buddy?
I guess in a way, like it's a bit harder to get outposts from downstairs. Like, but overall, before you get tier 2 tower, you can't take enemy outposts anymore.
Right.
This is not a big deal because it was mostly abused early game in most cases. And now you also see the guy who is taking it, right?
Right, that's the next post. They can't be taken before the enemy team kills one of your tier 2 towers. They reveal enemies channeling it, and it is shown by holding Alt the vision radius. So, what are your thoughts on Outposts? Do you like Outposts still? Do you think they're going to go the way of Shrines, where they just kind of disappear?
I like it. I think it's another thing that adds up some macro game things in the game where you can, like, overall gameplay changes because of those outposts, because you can
Right.
TP cross map, like those stuff, like it's changing a lot. Because if you take it away, then the game gonna be played in a very different way. I'm fine without them too, but just saying.
Yeah, I
It's
think
changing the game a lot.
it does make it a little bit more like subtly making people fight, and I like that kind of stuff. I like bounty runes, I like outposts, because if you don't do that, you do get in those situations where it's just this farm fest and nobody actually wants to go for any objective until it's like the ancients. So some people aren't a fan. They think that, you know, it's Dota forcing people to get into conflicts, but I think that's good. It's supposed to be a game. There's supposed to be things happening, so I like it. More outposts. I also like that you can't take them, though, until the tier 2s. I think you're right. It was too strong early game to just have a TP in your enemy's, you know, jungle at like
But
5
you still
minutes.
have yours, right? So
Yeah.
you can still do those TPs in your forest and stuff.
Yeah.
So if you play in mirroring map and you go in one side of map, enemy go in another side of map, you still can TP to yours outpost, let's say. So it still works like that in some situations.
Yep. All right, so all lane creeps now avoid hero aggro. Is this? I mean, this is a big one. I don't really understand this, but a lot of people are freaking out about it. I guess this means no more creep skipping for a long time, right? Or explain it. I don't know.
Really?
Oh, okay. What's up?
So what exactly? Repeat again. What
So
are
we
we
have
talking
all lane creeps now avoid hero aggro. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So basically 1550 range from tier 1 tower, you can aggro creeps, and you can do it even level 1, like on the first creep wave. You couldn't do it on first creep wave, now you can. So only trouble that you can't do it far deep, so basically you can't abuse it too much on some heroes like Bat Rider or some stuff, but on many other heroes, like you're gonna fight for this creep pool with other team, and you can decide to do so. So I think it's fine. And also I think mid lane now is have the same rule also, in terms that you could skip mid wave with some heroes if it's very unfavorable matchup for you. You could just go behind tower and skip those creep waves, but now you can't do it because of this rule. You need to do it next to tier 1 tower, or maybe you still can do it next to tier 1 tower. So yeah, I guess you can still do it on mid.
So this is a big one for me. Of course, the courier bounty reduced. That's, you know, has effects on like Bat Rider and Prophet, but everyone has their own courier now, so it makes sense that it's not so good. The upgrade requirement for flying reduced. That's good, but the big one is movement speed reduced when carrying consumables. I've noticed it. It's slow, man. It's so slow if it has like a clarity. You told me a couple weeks ago, constantly be flying out clarities and stuff. Now I guess that's gone, huh?
Not really, you're still gonna use it, no matter what. It's just making it a little bit less efficient.
Yeah.
Just small tweaks.
Small tweak. I noticed it though. In that early game, that poor little courier, I've gotten so many killed. Just flying out 3 clarities. So sad. Alright, armor formulas. I'm not touching that. That seems too scary for me to touch. Let's talk towers. Tier 1 tower attack speed increased. Tier 1 tower damage reduced, but increased with DPS. Looks like towers just got a little bit of attack speed buff. But the siege units also got a buff too. So any thoughts on towers? What do you think?
Did you saw how we shoot? We shot like like this. Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. It's something a bit weird. I'm not completely understanding why it was done, but it's just for me, you know, like I have a lot of muscle memory, so obviously it's a bit hard to adapt. Like I will need some time, but I'm already like getting better at it. So after some time, I hope it's gonna get better and better.
Yeah.
In terms of, like it's tower control, like
Will you be
muscle memory stuff.
It is. I mean, everyone. I mean, how many years has the towers been hitting the exact same? I don't think they've changed it ever. So this is like
maybe we're changing towers, but not so much.
How mad are you gonna be if they reverted back after after you get used to it? 7 months from now, it goes back to how it was.
I will be fine.
All right.
Not getting mad at any changes already. For some time.
Sounds good. Okay, so I'll pick drafting. Doesn't really apply too much to you with your pro games, but I'll pick, you know, switching that up. Captain's mode, though, the ban count has been changed, and the ban duration, all those captain mode changes that affect anything, Dendi?
Welcome to a new game. Of course, this affects a lot. Like we will see completely new heroes and completely different strategies, and still changing the way how people pick up those strategies. You'll need to be able to play against all the heroes now and not choose like special heroes that you with 4 bans you could actually choose heroes that you will never play against. Let's say like you don't want to play against, I don't know, Meepo or whatever, or Tehis. You're gonna first ban this hero and you have another 3 bans, you build your strategy from there. But now you have only 2 bans first phase, so you can't do that. You need to play against everything, and that will change a lot of things.
You know,
not only that, like there's a lot of things.
No, well, that reminds me. A few years ago, a pro player told me that the first ban phase doesn't matter at all. The real bans that people cared about pro players was on the second ban phase. So is that kind of is a change that maybe reflects that a little bit? That's fascinating. I didn't know that I had such a big impact on you guys, but So you think that there's
not only that, there's a lot of things about that. It's like you also first phase you're not picking. It's like you having first pick, people answer you with 2 heroes and you close up this hero. That was the first pick power. Now first pick is like you picking 1, enemy picking another, you picking 3rd, and enemy picking 4th. So basically you're not closing up anyone. You're actually getting closed up by second pick on the first phase. So basically second pick have close up on first phase and second pick have close up on last pick. And this means second pick become much stronger in a way, because you counter picking your enemies twice through the phase. So we'll see. I don't know, like it's hard for me to say much. I didn't play a single game of Captain's Mod yet.
That's super interesting, though. I didn't consider any of that stuff, so that's great. Thank you. All right, huge change here. Fountain now has Fury swipes. People have been begging for this for years.
Huge changes.
That is
like gonna die. Phantom Assassin also.
It pumps. This is a big deal, Dendi. We get Fountain Camp for like 20 minutes sometimes. So this is good for the Heralds when somebody has like 30 kills and 0 deaths. I guess doesn't affect pro players though at all?
Yeah, it doesn't really matter, but what I wanted to say sucks, but there were the times in Dota 1 when we used to kill Fountain, okay?
Oh, what? You could kill Fountain? Oh,
yep.
Well,
it was same strong, but it had HP, so it had a lot of HP, but you could kill it. So basically there was a thing that you could cast Crystal Maiden second spell, Ice Block or whatever, right? And Fountain would stop hitting.
Oh no!
So basically you could keep casting and killing Fountain. And this way we were killing Fountains in pro games, and it was a lot of fun, to be honest. Like, because when you dominate enemy so hard that you're killing his Fountain, and then after killing his Fountain, you know what's happening, right?
Yeah, of course. There's nothing stopping you. That's horrible. That's the most toxic thing I've ever heard.
Yeah,
I love it.
You can search it on YouTube. I'm pretty sure you will find something. I'm not sure, but you might.
Amazing.
Fountain.
hey, we're doing a show here. All right.
Sorry.
No, I'm just kidding. Neutral items, big changes to those. Drop restrictions, no longer drop if the real hero source is teleporting. I mean, basically it's trying not to have situations where you drop a neutral item and then the enemy picks it up. So, respectable, I guess. That's what it's supposed to be. I remember when they first came out, I was stealing a bunch of neutral items. It was a lot of fun, so they're making more changes. I like those moments, though. I like stealing a neutral item as a guy's TPing away.
Same.
So, it kind of stinks, but whatever. Okay, cool. So what do these stack diminishingly rather than additively? Do you have any idea what this means?
Yeah, kinda. Like, so basically, let's say you have 30% lifesteal, and when you get another item with 20% lifesteal, then it becomes 50% lifesteal. But now, 30% lifesteal, and when you get another item, 20% lifesteal, and it's gonna be 20% out of your entire lifesteal before, so it's gonna be like 17 or 16 or something instead of 20, so something like this, right?
Okay. So this
I'm not sure if I'm explaining well enough.
No,
actually,
that's
I'm not sure
fine.
if I'm explaining the right thing, but I hope it's true.
No, that makes complete sense, because we did see a lot of that with the new neutral items have so many of those, like add lifesteal, add this, add that, so depending on what neutral item you got, it made some builds super broken, like the Gyrocopter, Agnum Scepter with, you know, Paladin Sword and the Heart, right? That was one of those things that did that, so I could see them doing that kind of in general now instead of just for some items.
With all those things, and then suddenly they lifesteal, like, you can't kill anybody. I'm happy about that.
Alright, well, time for the big stuff. Items. First things first, Necronomicon. No longer Archer Aura. Attack damage changed from Piercing, which is amazing, to now Hero. Mana regen reduced. Last Will no longer goes through BKB, killing one of those Necros and getting that giant damage boost. Necronomicon has been dealt with. Or has it, Dendi? What do you think?
I think Necro Book is now more of a killing item than a farming item or pushing item. That's the small change about that. That's it. Yep.
No longer a replacement for Midas. So next up, Helm of the Dominator. No damage aura. Dominate gives you a creep, a buff. They buffed this item. Cooldown reduced. Recipe is different. I thought this item was broken before. It appears that they give it buffs. Am I wrong here?
It was aura item that was giving damage. Now it's a bit selfish item, but at the same time you can get a creep that gives you aura, right?
Yeah.
So it's kinda a nerf and debuff in a way, because you also get your stats like 6 armor, 6 experience, 6 stats to all stats, right? And the difference is that this creep is actually very, very strong now. Like, it's kinda hard to kill. It's have high regen, it's have plus 40 base damage. So basically, this creep is strong, and you can do a lot of things with this creep. You can farm with that creep like you used to farm with Necro.
Oh no.
Farm Forest or farm like third lane or whatever. Like, so in a way, it can be buff. You never know. I
kind of like items like this, though, changes like that, because of certain heroes, like, you know, what was it, Doom and Enchantress and other heroes that have these relationships with creeps. It's kind of funny. I love playing heroes like that when I see these heroes like Helm become big in the meta again. Just eating people's little beloved creatures and stuff like that cracks me up. So maybe we'll see different heroes get played now, huh? Maybe, if it gets too broken. Probably not. All right, Vlad's. Anything interesting here on Vlad's? I'll be real with you, Dendi. Yeah, go ahead.
Welcome back, old Vlad's. It's getting damage again now, so I'm happy about that. Like, I don't know, this item got kinda... it's just changed a bit. I can't even say it got nerfed or something. Like, it's still pretty super good on some heroes, so just not much to say.
Alright. Next up, Drum of Endurance. Dendi, would you believe that I've only bought this item twice in 12,000 hours of Dota?
I don't believe that.
It is true, Dendi. I don't.
Good item. Easy to do.
What's the point, man? It's got charges. After the charges, it's worthless. Who cares anymore? You know? I only invest things that never depreciate in value. Drum just depreciates, buddy.
Yeah, drums now is less. It's not an aura item. It still buffs you when you pop it, like the entire team, but just itself, it's not an aura item anymore, right?
Yeah. No longer provides the attack speed aura, so a little more selfish of an item now.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about drums. I won't talk about it. Buckler, armor reduction. Mechanism now has a buckler. Blah, blah, blah. Guardian Greaves, armor. No longer provides all stats, though. That's pretty big for Guardian Greaves. And armor reduction, so big nerf on that. Ooh, they took out all the stats.
Yeah, they nerfed the mech stats, but they give aura, armor aura, which is strong. It's not weak.
Now, the big one here, Crimson Guard, skipping over that, except for cooldown reduction, which is great. Blade Mail. All right. It has a 500 recipe instead of Robe of the Magi. Doesn't give intelligence, but its armor is increased. The big one, though, 20% turn back just for having it on. That kills the Wind Ranger in the PA, I believe. That hurts them very badly. What do you think? Big deal?
Yeah, can be pretty good on some heroes, for sure. It's a big deal. I think it's might get changes on that item in future. We'll see. Because it looks a bit too strong at the moment in some situations.
Yeah. Blitz Knuckles. This is a new item, Dendi. 1,000 gold, 35 attack speed. What do you think about this? What else gives attack speed? Is there anything good?
Hyperstone, Midas, and yeah, some items like this. But overall, I like this item. It's pretty good. And it can be strong on heroes like Sven, like strength heroes with big damage with low attack speed. They can benefit from it a lot, or some heroes with passives, because passives also pretty good with attack speed. Usually, like some proc passives. Overall, you can buy MKB and Shadow Blade from this item now, so yeah, can be good on some heroes. Not much to say.
Next up, Monkey King Bar, of course, has the Blitz Knuckles instead, one of the 2 items that it builds into. I think it's 2. Damage reduction, but attack speed big increase.
It's just because of Blitz Knuckles. Yeah,
right.
So next item is much more interesting. It's Oblivion Staff, which got big buff. It's actually from 10 to 15 damage. And you usually buy an Orchid from this, so you buy 2. So basically you got buffed for 10 damage. From 20 you now have 30 from 2 Oblivion Staffs, which is like, what, 33%, right?
That's huge!
Oh, 50%, sorry, 50% more damage. So, if I'm not, whatever. Buff 2 plus 2, 4, good.
It's more, so that's what matters.
Orchid is much cheaper item, which is super good on some heroes.
Yeah.
If you think about it, because rushing it become much more valuable.
Absolutely. Cool. I never thought about that. I love talking to pro players. You think that's so little, 5, but you're right. 2, and then the build up, that makes a big difference. So, interesting. Now this one though is a big deal to me. Shadow Amulet. Reduction to 1,000. Not a lot of people get this item. A lot of people sleep on Shadow Amulet unless they're, quitting the game and feeding. But I love this item on channeling heroes. Witch Doctor, when you pop an ult, you do a Shadow Amulet before. Crystal Maiden, full duration in pub games. I love this sucker. I think it's going to be huge in pubs, not so much in pro. What do you think?
I don't think so. I was buying this item mostly for attack speed in some cases, and now it doesn't give any attack speed, so in most situations it's pretty useless to me. But in low MMR pubs, I think it's amazing because people don't buy True Sight. Suddenly, invisibility is invulnerability, and you're unbeatable.
It's true. And, 2k, 3k, invisibility is invincibility, and now if you do any channeling spell, you get to go invisible for 1,000 gold. So that's not too bad in poo-poo pubs. But Glimmer Cape now, Shadow Amulet, and Cloak and Glove of Haste. That makes sense. Shadow Blade is Blitz Knuckles, and it gives you attack speed now and damage reduction, however. So not too big of a change, or is it, Dendi? Anything great?
It's not a big change.
All right, cool. I always have to check. I never know. Echo Saber, slow is now only applied by real heroes. Which is interesting.
Actually, sorry, Shadow Blade is much more expensive, I think.
Oh, is it?
It was Shadow Amulet plus, what, Claymore, right?
Yeah, but they also reduced Shadow Amulet's cost, though.
7, I think?
Yeah.
And now it's like 3k.
That's true!
It's 1k every item.
Huh, okay.
So it's a bit more expensive.
Oh.
So yeah. Echo Saber into Silver Edge now, like those items connect. Nothing much to say about that. Just Silver Edge might fit much more melee heroes when range in many situations because of Echo Saber effect. So Bracer, Race Bent, and Nulta is
okay. These I don't know anything about these. I never buy these as well. So this is all you, Dendi. You love pro players love stat items. Anything big here?
Bracer is sometimes good, sometimes bad nerf, change, because it was magic resistance, which sometimes increase your EHP a lot, but now it's HP regen, which sometimes now is also very good on some heroes. HP regens might be more valuable in some situations. And Race Band armor is pretty big too for some heroes who don't have too much armor or something like this. This is big deal. Also, in a way, no talisman is kinda almost the same. I think it's giving you mana regen now and some spell amplification. So I wouldn't say it's big difference.
Whoa, spell amp is a big difference though as a support player.
It was spell amp before.
Oh, it was? Uh-oh.
Unchanged.
Ooh, I really should have bought those things. Okay, don't worry, it's no problem. Okay.
You cut it off. Nothing happened.
Ring of Regen, Sage's Mask, and Ring of Protection. Not too much except for cost reductions, although this makes a big deal for my boy, the Soul Ring. I still buy the Soul Ring all the time, so Ring of Protection now replacing the Ring of Regen, of course, in that, and that's a big deal. Armor over health regen, I think that's good. I'd rather take,
Yep.
yeah.
That's actually a big deal on many heroes. Some heroes buy this because of HP regen too, in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
Yes. Can't buy it now if you like need some HP regen on some heroes. You need to buy something else. And also Sage Mask is much cheaper, which is good if you play in heroes like, I don't know, who needs mana regen. Let's say Storm and you wanna buy Orchid, you can buy 2 Sage masks pretty cheap. It was 325 before, when it became 225, and now it's 175. So basically you can almost buy 2 Sage masks in the cost of 1 before.
Oh.
Almost.
Man, the value, pretty good. Headdress, recipe increases, I guess, for Ring of Batalus or headdress
but
and buckler.
mana regen also got reduced, right? So we kinda balance it out.
I see. Urn of Shadows increased, recipe cost for pipe increased, Tranquils, big deal here for me. Unbroken speed reduced, which is terrible for me, and unbroken speed reduced as well. So, yeah, they're just slower, which is sad. I love Tranquils on supports. You don't know why you don't know that's...
I'm rarely buying this item, and I don't like when enemy running away from me. So now I'm like, haha, you're not running away.
Oh, yeah, Tranks are great. True. Kaya no longer gives you mana loss reduction. Oh, I didn't read that. I should have read that. Oh, jeez. And it gives mana regen amplification. That's a big deal. I used to buy that all the time.
That's some new stat. I don't think there was a stat like this before, like mana regen amplification. So that's kind of interesting. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah. What does Void Stone do? I thought that's what that did. Is it? No, that just gives you a flat mana percentage. All right, you're right.
Long time ago. So about those, it's pretty big deal on many heroes. Like a lot of heroes were kinda about that, like about this mana loss reduction, like Storm Spirit, Flash Shock, and some heroes like Tinker and stuff like this. Those heroes were very dependent on those. But at the same time, I think this mana loss, mana regen amplification might like reverse and balance it out. So I'm not sure. We'll see. Maybe it's easier for people. Maybe it's the same actually. We don't even know.
Yeah.
Like maybe it's not nerf, not buff. Maybe Ice Rock calculated everything. 2 plus 2, 4, easy deal. And it's kind of the same like it was before. We don't know. Like we need to test it out. Like I don't know. Like I'm not that good enough to say it like this. You know.
I can see why you did it though, because it is the more that you can reliably say, okay, this guy has 325 mana, so he can't cast this. I mean, having to do the calculation of, wait, he has Kaya, so maybe he can't. Like, I agree with taking that out, so makes sense. Okay, all the other changes here are basically about that spell amp. So then we go on to Sange now. Oh, wow. The spell amplifications too as well. Sange, though, no longer provides spell lifesteal amplification. I didn't even know what did that in the first place, so good. No clue. Sounds good. Soul Booster changes. Magic resistance, though, on Octarine Core. It's a little something. I don't 10%'s not that much, maybe, I think, but what do you think?
Yeah, still pretty cool.
Yeah.
I like.
Bloodstone. All right, this is a big one, though. The cooldown on Bloodstone reduction, 250 to 85. That's the powerful Bloodstone effect, man. That full heal, it's pretty big.
Well, it costs you 30% mana, so
yeah.
It's not so easy to use on some heroes, I guess. Some heroes don't really care, but some do.
Yeah. All right, big talking point here. The Voodoo Mask, new item, basic item, grants 12 spell lifesteal. Costs 900 gold. 900 seems pretty cheap for 12% lifesteal.
Yeah, but 12% lifesteal is not that big. It's actually a very small amount, and I'm not sure what heroes benefit from it. I've heard about Bristleback, but I don't know what else can be that strong.
Venomancer, dude, think about it. Every time you right-click somebody for 900 gold. Yeah. So, not too shabby, but whatever. Octarine Core, big changes with the Voodoo Mask as well. I have to agree with it. Every hero that I used to buy Octarine on, it's a pain in the ass to get the Voodoo Mask. Because it's like, it doesn't do anything. So, I usually just buy it in bulk at the end. But anyway.
It's actually a big deal because Octarine is much cheaper now. It was 5 now it's 5k. So.
Yeah. But the build-up is harder, though. You have a recipe now instead, which is just worthless. You know, it's a piece of paper, so...
It's only 900, it's not that big of a deal.
Well, I won't argue with you. You're the guy who won TI. I only got second, so... Makes sense. Their face! Alright. Veil of Discord. Attributes reduced from 9 to 4. That's half. Recipe reduced as well, though. Cooldown increased. Spell influence. So basically, yeah, just jumbling up the numbers and seeing if they can change it a little bit. You know anything about Holy Locket? I play support every day, and I bought this item like twice. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it good? I don't even know what the hell the deal is with this item.
I think now you can cast Holy Locket on your allies, which is big deal. So basically, you're getting 20 sticks, and you can use it on someone else. So.
That's
yeah,
pretty
I think
big.
This item is good. I'm not sure 100%.
I
Maybe
think so.
We need to double check.
No, I think that's exactly what it does. But then you'd have to buy a magic stick, which is difficult for me. But other people don't really have an issue with that. So okay, good enough. Soul Ring, we talked about that already. Hyper Stone attack speed increased to 60, which is even better now. Assault Cuirass also got buffs a little bit, but no stats. Are stats important?
Yeah, buffing a bit more your team, but yourself a bit less.
Interesting. Blood Thorn gets a little bit of love as well. Battle Fury. Is this a big change? Claymore instead of Mithril?
Battle Fury, actually. It's old school way to build it. Claymore, Broadsword, and Perseverance. It's the old school Battle Fury.
You think this will affect the Battle Fury Ursa that's in every single one of my pubs right now? No?
Nope.
Oh, when's that going away? That's so annoying. Anyway.
Just wait next patch with hero changes. It's coming very soon.
True, true. Broadsword damage reduction there. Chrysalis damage reduction there. Cost reduction as well. Cloak. Hooded Defiance. And Satanic has a recipe now. That's big. You know, it was such an easy build-up before, but not so much anymore. 500 gold, I guess in the late game doesn't really matter, right?
It's fine for me. I like it.
Yep. Anything else here sticking out to you? Meteor Hammer, Spirit Vessel, Shiva's Guard.
Meteor Hammer, actually, I think it's pretty strong. Like, if you look at the stats it gives a lot.
8?
Like, yeah, it gives 8 to all stats, 65 health regen, 25 mana regen. I think it's pretty good item. It can be very good on some heroes. Underrated, I think.
Yeah, I commonly forget that that item exists unless there's a tree protector.
Yeah, usually you buy it on Trent or some, I don't know, like war, but you can think of more situations where you can buy this item for sure. Even combine it with your teammates' spells, like in a way.
Right.
What if you have some, I don't know, Tide Hunter or Senkin who gonna stun for you and you suddenly cast Meteor Hammer.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah, you usually only see it on, as you said, Treant, Nyx, and Underlords. So I guess we're going to see a lot more of that item with those stats. That's pretty good. Spirit Vessel no longer has a heal reduction aura. Again, I didn't even know it did that. So, bye-bye. I guess that's good.
Yeah, so Shiva's now gives a heal reduction.
Oh, that's interesting. I haven't seen Shiva's in a while, so that makes sense to me. Dagon changed a little bit. I love Dagon, so good to know. Oh. Heart of Tarrasque, pretty different. Does that mean anything? No longer provide...
I would say that sorry to come back to
Go
Dagon,
ahead,
but
please.
I would really like it. It's 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 stats to all stats is big. It's pretty big. So people might buy it more often in some situations also. I hope so.
That's
I
good.
Love this item.
I love watching pro players have Dagons, man. It's hilarious. Just pop out of nowhere. Beautiful. Heart of Tarrasque changed a little bit. No longer has the 10 health regen or the heal regen amplification. That's actually a pretty big deal, isn't it? For guys like Pudge and stuff like that. Like, because they had so much HP, it was great on them. But
Yep. It was a big deal in some situations.
Yeah, interesting. All right, so
But passively 1% health regeneration. which can be very big.
Yeah, especially on guys like Pudge, who can get like, 6k HP, huh? So 1% might be around the same or better. I don't know. Math is hard for me. Scotty, heal reduction reduced. Again, didn't even know it did that, so that's great. Whatever. Quelling Blade cost reduced as well. Anything else that we're missing here, Dendi?
Not reduced, increased.
Oh, increased! Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting. Oh, yes.
It goes small boss, basically.
Oh. Okay, well, I did know that Scotty did that, so glad that I'm not completely inept here. That's good to know.
Quelling Blade got buffed on range heroes a bit. You can buy it more often when you play against Furion and stuff. You can think about it. Maybe against Timbers and stuff when you need to eat trees, so you have a better lane. Or about against Techies, that's playing.
You don't do that. Don't buy Quelling Blade against Techies. Don't listen to Dendi. Bad advice. Don't do it. It's actually super good. Do that. All right.
Linking Sphere got cheaper. Abyssal Blade cast range got reduced, and you think it's a small deal, but I played a game not so long ago where I had elves and enemy Ursa with your Battle Fury that you hate had Abyssal Blade, and I pressed L on him and he pressed Abyssal Blade on me, and guess what?
You won? Because the cast range was reduced?
No, he stunned me and destroyed me. But after this nerf, L range is 580, okay? And Abyssal Blade range is now 550, so I'm gonna smash with Ursa next time.
Oh, well, fantastic. Good to hear, my friend.
L's. Yes.
Alright, so, Dragonlance, agility increased, hand of Midas. Oh, they try to bring back Midas? That's pretty big! 185 to 210? No?
I already built up Midas once, and actually I just do it when I see a hero like Visage. I know, okay, this guy going Dominator. I will get a hero who wanna buy Midas, and I will buy Midas. And when I do it, and I feel good.
Yes, we talked about that earlier. Good point, Dendi. The better Dominator gets, the better Midas gets. So, very good. Refresher Orb reduced a little bit. Ultimate Orb reduced a little bit. Raindrops, mana reduction. Again, another item I've literally never bought. So, pro players love it though.
Item. It's actually big nerf.
Oh.
I used to buy it on some heroes for mana regen, actually, just for mana regen. Because it's more efficient when buying Sobi masks in some situations. Now for sure, like it gives you more than Sobi mask, like in region wise. So why not?
Nullifier, got to agree with this one. The projectile on that is actually so slow before. Like I saw people like popping BKB before the Nullifier hit them and stuff. So
yeah,
I think,
sorry to break your world, but Nullifier doesn't cancel BKB anymore. You can pop it anytime.
Oh, when did that change? Last patch?
Before, yeah.
Oh no! Peter's gonna put a tweet out about me. Oh no! All right.
Don't worry. You can cut it off again.
Oh yeah, Ken. I'll dub it. Ag Scepter changed the blessing, which is great.
Good enough.
Yep. Aetherless reduced.
Was too expensive. I would buy something else sometimes.
Yeah, Ags.
Maybe I will think.
Yeah. The blessing was always like, okay, I have actually too much money. I might as well get rid of something. So, reduce the cooldown of Boots of Travel 2. Do you buy Boots of Travel 2 a lot? Is that good?
Not a lot, but I think it's cool change. With 30 seconds, make it worth maybe to buy it more often. So that's cool.
Alright, Smoke. So a couple of support buffs here. Tome of Knowledge reduction is great. 100. That's almost. I think that's half. You know, which is really good.
Yep. I agree. That's fine. Making supports more reach. So.
And here we go. The freaking jungle items. Oh my God, there's so many of them. Dendi, do you have any? Is there anything here that we should be paying attention to?
Consumable items, you can only get one out of a tier. So basically, you can't get Royal Jelly and Mango Tree at the same drop, like in the same game. I mean, like from tier 1 items, you're gonna have only one of those, and then just other items. Overall, I think those changes on items are pretty good. Like they buffed something that was less good, they nerfed something that was too strong. Like let's say Faded Brooch movement speed or Arcane Ring armor was pretty strong. Broom handle buff is actually pretty big for like long range heroes.
Yeah,
What
broom
else?
handle's pretty huge. 35 to 50. That's pretty nuts.
Yeah, Essence Ring got a little nerf. Clumsy Net got a little nerf. Greater Fairy Fire got a buff, which is very good. I think this item was, in most of cases, not so good, only on some heroes. Now it's 40 damage, not so bad.
Yep.
Repair Kit got some buffs, because usually people don't carry that, because they just carry it when they wanna fix buildings. But
Right.
we're trying to make it wearable item, because it gives a lot of health regen. Insane amount, actually, 25, it's a lot. So you can carry it on some tanky heroes.
Yeah. Spider Legs, this
Spider
makes me
Legs.
sad, but it was needed. That was broken. 10-second cooldown on Spider Legs was insane. So I can understand that one.
So overall, I can't say something out of ordinary here. I think I like all the changes. Yeah.
I agree with you. I feel like these were needed changes and nothing too crazy. The broken ones got touched a little bit. The only big two I want to talk about is Pirate Hat. Doesn't steal your gold anymore. So that's sad. But you can get a bounty rune. What do you think?
With 100 success rate. So every 40 seconds you can have a bounty. I think it's actually insane amount of gold. Especially because it's late game. So bounty gonna give you even more gold. Because it's after 60 minutes. I don't know, someone can do math. 2 plus 2, 4. How much gold you actually gonna get out of those bounties. And 40-second cooldown, it might be broken. We'll see. I'm not sure.
Yeah, more importantly, the whole team gets the bounty, though, instead of just you, which is a big deal. And I do want to bring up one thing. What is with the trident? They didn't change the trident recipe? That thing is the stupidest thing in the world. Nobody uses trident. You have to buy an entire new sword. Have you ever seen this item be used, Dendi? Do you even remember what it is?
Yeah, I know what is that, but I never. I think I carried only. Let me tell you how many. Few times Ex Machina, maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Few times Mirror Shield, also maybe 1 or 2. And I think that's it. Maybe one time Apex. I don't remember exactly. That's it. I didn't had a single other item ever. Like my games are never going to that point, or if they're going, I don't get those items.
Right.
That's it.
Yep. Well, it's terrible. I don't know why they didn't change it. Why don't they just give you a trident? I don't understand. You have to buy 2 swords.
Yeah, just give me trident at the first minute of the game, and I'll play with my Queen of Pain with trident. And I will just.
All right, well, we'll be waiting for the Dendi balance patch coming up next. But Dendi, that will do it for 7.27. And Dendi, thank you for your time and your insight. Bye, everybody.
Thank you. Keep in touch. Love you.